Hey, it's Andrew. Just got the Tarot of Twisted Shadows, and whenever a new Push Kitty deck comes in, it's going to be a good day. I'm trying a couple things different right now. Is I've got my face in the corner of the screen there, and so I'd say hi, hello. And the other thing is, in order to do this, I'm using the microphone that's off of the camera that's pointed at my table. So my laptop is here and my table is off to my left. So you're going to see me doing this a lot. Let me get my hair out of my face. And this is still in the shrink wrap. And some friends asked if I'd do an informal unboxing, and I especially love when Push Kitty has an idea for a deck like this that just came from Aimey, and she's just running with some idea. I will confess I haven't always bought things like the Avatar Tarot, but something like this I am all about. So I do know some things going in, such as I believe the suit of Pentacles is repeated with two different variations. One of the shadows. Let's actually go over this. The Tarot of Twisted Shadows is a 100 card deck inspired by the shadow meanings of the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. Take a peek behind the veil of this thought-provoking tarot deck. Defog reality and unravel the truth, no matter how twisted it may be. XOXO Aimey. And the box has some kind of cool artwork here. Sorry about that. I know that some of the other tarot streams do a much better job of this. Aimey might appreciate this one. That reminds me of the TV show Daria. And they would watch a TV show called Sick Sad World. I'm suffering a combination of allergies right now, and I bought some incense at the local shop. And it was a water elemental incense, and I didn't have to light it. I put it on the shelf way back there, and it overpowered the whole room without even being lit. So I've got a combination of allergies and whatever that was doing. Okay, Tarot of Twisted Shadows. This looks like it's a... Are those the backs? Oh, I was already saying I like the backs because of the Daria. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of go through this that way. The Fool is a 100 card deck. I know it's 78 plus the 14 of the Pentacles being repeated. They're still only at 92. So let's see what the other 8 are. The Fool, the Magician, still with all the tools on the table, maybe up to no good with them, but sometimes you got to be up to no good. You have to live a balanced life. The High Priestess with the veil on her face. Oh, I like this. Normally it's all about lifting veils, and this. The Empress with perhaps a little bit of vanity, but we still have Venus. I really should have a bottle of water nearby. The Emperor, of course, Aries, and that Hierophant. This is kind of a theme in my life right now, so somebody who maybe shouldn't be in charge of things. Actually, before I go there, I love my job. This had nothing to do with my job. It's people from my past and my personal life who were in charge and maybe shouldn't have been. The Lovers, of course, with the Angel, the Burning Bush, and the Fruit Tree. And fake faces. Oh, you want to ruin a relationship? Put on a fake face. Oh, that is cool. The Chariot, which is everything. Oh. That chariot driver is practically pointing the sword right at you, the reader. Strength is actually this time dominated Leo the Lion. The Hermit, Virgo. We we're all fans of a certain Virgo. At least me and most of the people who are going to see this. Ooh, there's some cool stuff happening here, and I'm not going to say what I see out loud, but I'm seeing some cool stuff. I may also not run all the filters. Like I normally run this through like a cinematic filter. Probably will do some audio repair because I'm using a cheap microphone. Of course, the Wheel of Fortune is a combination of the game show, but you can still spell out tarot, rota. Actually, learning from books, sometimes you have to learn how to say things the hard way. Let's see here. I have my hematite bracelet on, just in case any bad vibes, but there are no bad vibes with Aimey and Push Kitty decks. Justice that is some kind of machine there. And now those are the scales and the swords. Ooh. Alright, the Hangman and the element of water and the color blue. These things all work with me. Sorry. Death looks like he loves his job. Temperance with the angel and the symbol of fire up on the angel's head. A little bit of flame in the background. Sagittarius, as I generally. Oh my god. Love it. I also love that we managed to not only bypass nudity in here, but do so with the Madonna bra. The tower, I don't know how much darker that could have gotten, and very stylistic and appropriate. And oh yeah, there were 2 star cards. I'm trying to remember what she said the difference was. I'm going to try to I know there is a difference between these 2 star cards. Oh, one you can see the eyes in the pool, and one you cannot. It also looks like the sky. No, it's just the way it's catching on the camera. Interesting. I'll have to choose. Oh, there's a third one. The third one with even more eyes. Okay, so we found 2 of the remaining 8 cards, as there are 3 variations of the star. On her head, there's that. The eyes in the pool, and these items would appear to be eyes or some sign of sentience. The moon, 2 dogs, the back of the head in focus, which is something I like for reasons, and very, very cool. All right, I may pick this up a little bit after the major arcana. It's late, and I wanted to do the unboxing. The sun is about appropriate. It almost appears to be that you can trying to look, because it almost appears that this is the ground here. We're looking both below and above ground. The final judgment, which maybe they got called to represent the other side than normal. And of course the world at the beginning and end of things. With the 4 elements. Ooh. And all of colors represented. The Shadowverse. And the Restless. I'm going to come back in a second. Alright, so we're now at 97 of the cards. Shadowverse is 2 variations, 1 red, 1 green. I want to look at this when I get a chance. And yeah, there was no book, which I understood saved time and money, which I'm totally about. Well, definitely, and the Restless, which I've had that energy since about the beginning of November. All right, the Ace of Wands. I'm watching someone on YouTube. I'll have to get her name. I think it's Lilith's Attic, and she's designing a tarot deck, one card a week. And she'd been trying really hard to stop the wands from looking a little suggestive. And this card just reminded me of that, because that is the wand as a shadow item that looks more threatening, but definitely not Freudian. The Two of Wands, who instead of holding the sphere is holding what may be a human heart. Probably is, or maybe it is the sphere, but it's in pain, whatever it is. And he doesn't look happy either. The Three of Wands, who might be plotting his next adventure, is I think that's their back covered in mouths. It's funny, most people talk behind our backs, but his back talks behind him or her. That'd be a nice talent to have. I do not like it when I'm trying to walk out of a room and somebody's like, "Hey, Andrew." I'm already deaf in one ear. All right, the Four of Wands, which is generally a more cheerful card. I don't have all my correspondences memorized. But, 4 by itself is going to be Jupiter, which is easy to remember on account of the alchemical sign for Jupiter and the number 4. The Five of Wands, which would normally be possibly a play fight situation. Let me take. They might mean it. That guy's missing a tooth. Six of Wands, Lord of Victory, and there we go. Fake faces again. Communication is important. I've been speaking with some of my remaining friends. I had a hard time a few years ago. And, just be vulnerable. Be you. So much better when someone loves you for you. Or even just tolerates you for you. At least you know it's honest. No more fake faces. Seven of Wands in the defense position. And you know that manages to be both very traditional and very appropriate to the theme. The Eight of Wands, which I always remember, is Mercury and Sagittarius. I think it's a double dose of Mercury due to the correspondences with 8. So definitely a lot of movement there. Oh, that's cool. It's almost like the boats underneath it. Nine of Wands, which is, again, that defensive mode, but a little bit battered this time, and still fighting, not giving up. 10 of Wands, which might otherwise be overburdened, but I think this is the sort of toxic, you can do it sort of attitude, because that didn't look overburdened. Guy looks like he's trained his whole life for one task only, and has to carry 10 big sticks at a time. It seemed like a life well lived to me, but we all have our own paths. Let's see. Page of Wands. Knight of Wands, definitely getting some night energy off of there. I'm going to have to think about that page. I also do, where the Knight is now the airy part of the suit, and the page would be the earthy, which is making things happen here in our material plane. The Queen as the emotional side of the suit. And that look on her face says everything. And the King is the fiery side of the suit. The fiery side of fire here. He does look to be in control. Right. Ace of Cups, the seed from which all elements come from. And interesting. The W on the cup. And very interested in that bird. I will have to look through these. The Two of Cups, which is normally kind of an implied romantic or otherwise intimate experience with the catechist, and Now they look like they're just meeting up for drinks, possibly up to no good. Both of them hiding one hand, as though they might not want the other one to see a ring, but I don't know if the other one cares at this point. The Three of Cups, which is normally celebration, and this is, they're celebrating no matter what. Four of Cups, which is generally boredom or displeasure with the situation, and it looks like displeasure turned very active on that character's face. And of course the blue in all these cards, the Five Cups, which is just grief. Castle in the background, bridge in the background, and figure just sort of crying with three mouths. Oh, that is... I'm into this. The Six of Cups, which is, I associate with positive memories, remembering the past, almost maybe even a gratitude practice for something that we might have forgotten. And there's a little bit of that here. The Seven of Cups, which is either an overburden of choices or it's a overburden of pleasant experiences to the point that one can get sick, like eating too much Halloween candy, or that time I drank too much vodka and was seeing movies in black and white and I lost my keys. Never did find them. And the movie was Terminator 2, which was not filmed in black and white. The Eight of Cups, which is the I'm going home, you guys just be miserable without me kind of card. He might come back, he might not. Definitely moving away from a negative experience. Again, the 8 Mercury as movement. Nine of Cups as general wishes come true. The height of the suit of water. And did this guy just wish for his legs to be massaged? I'm tired. I'm very tired, and I used to do improvised comedy and improvised drama. I preferred drama, but and the Ten of Cups, which is another sort of another card of home, which seems about right, except for that's almost like it's a doll play set, and this figure is looking at it like that's not what's really happening. A Page of Cup, the earthly part of water, with of course the amphibious creature coming out of the drinking vessel. Cool stuff. The Knight of Cups, whose his whole head seems to be a spigot, dropping liquid into its own cup. I like it. The Queen is the watery part of water, and holding the vessel, more fish. Sorry, it's blurry. And the King of Cups, the fiery part of water, living on top of everything. Swords. The Ace, from which all other sword cards come from. The Two of Swords, interesting. This is one of those cards I do always remember. It's Moon in Libra, a balance of intuition and logic and reasoning. Two is balance, like everything about the card and even the old correspondences are things that need to be balanced with each other. And this figure seems very empowered by that act of balance. The Three of Swords, Lord of Sorrow, Heartbreak. That is... I actually really like that. It's almost like with the bindings and ribbons or ropes or something to further bind what's happening there. That sort of... Four of Swords, which is generally to me about meditation, rest. Through rest, you turn the weapons aimed against you into weapons in your own hand, would be the way I learned the Rider-Waite-Smith, and yes, there is one in this figure's hand, but some nightmares are still getting the better of this person, which in a Twisted Shadows would be very appropriate. The Five of Swords, which is where you might have the biggest jerk in the tarot deck. This guy has probably, in other decks, this person has left the people they defeated to feel shamed and defeated, and in this deck, they just stabbed someone. But they seem even happier about their ill-gotten victory. Six of Swords, travel, which is looking kind of good here. Definitely seems overeager to travel. Boat's half capsized, and this guy's giving it all he got. That's not a peaceful trip into calmer waters. That is a human motorboat, and not in the usual way. Seven of Swords, who is being sneaky, and I like how well dressed he is. People have been really, really on the ball, putting good costumes on the Seven of Swords lately, and this deck did it too. The Eight of Swords, which is the feeling of being bound. The Two of Swords gives off that kind of air, but it's also balancing what you know versus what you can intuit. Whereas the Eight is seemingly bound, but a gentle rub against any one of those swords to start cutting some ropes, as I was taught. So, there's that Nine of Swords. Now, this is the ultimate card of nightmares. I'm not going to say what I remember the title of the card to be, but yeah, actual ultimate nightmares, and you can see the person still hand over their face, almost like they won't let themselves wake up from the nightmare. I mean, just open your eyes and wake up, you know? But this person keeping themselves in the dark. Cool stuff. And the Ten of Swords, which to me, again, my personal journal, the first line in the Ten of Swords is, the good news is, it can't get any worse. And it's certainly seems that way here as well. So the Page, the earthly manifestation of angst, strife, and overthinking. The Knight, the airy part of air, or thinking about thinking, as one author put it. If you know, you know. The Queen of Swords, the watery part of air, where the strife and overthinking also meet emotions and a more creative element. And I like that, actually, with like the butterflies and floating. Like, to me, this is actually maybe one of the better watery part of air from that mindset. It just makes sense, the mouth creatures and then the nicer butterflies. And the King of Swords, the fiery part of air, which might be my favorite king in the deck. Alright, Pentacles, part 1. Oh, Pentacles and Pentagrams. So green Pentacles are 1 point up. Let me go with that 2 as the active balance, but in this case, they're not the same side. That doesn't seem to bother this individual. The 3, which is generally being mentored, this 3 looks like they're being bullied. Like, you better do this right. Whereas the other 3, traditional Rider-Waite-Smith 3 is being mentored and also paid for it. This poor individual is being bullied, and their payment is not getting the ass beat. 4 of Pentacles, which would be greed, which, I mean, this guy's head is made out of money. So 5 of Pentacles, where things are kind of dire. There is a sanctuary right behind them. This dude's begging. The dude is begging instead of just going to the sanctuary, and the other one doesn't look like they have anything to give. Go inside, get warm. 6 of Pentacles, the concept of sharing. Sometimes You wonder what kind of gift you're getting from someone. And the Twisted Shadows, you'd wonder about that to me. The 7, which is like the crop just isn't ready yet. Or maybe it's gone bad. You worked on it. You did your best, you know. But that crop just isn't in the right state to be harvested. And the 8 of repeating the work in order to master it. Again, Earth as earthly manifestations here in the material plane. This person's really into that. Like, knows all the way up to their work, making sure they got it right. 9, which is generally the peacock, and this peacock looks to be part hunting bird, like falcon or something. And 10, ooh. Basically the end of the major arcana, or the minor arcana, except in this case you've got 2 earthly suits to choose from. The page, the earthly part of Earth, which actually seems pretty alright. I mean, this is the domain of the page. Night, a sort of slow-moving agricultural force. The queen, the watery part of Earth, who, again, the flowers growing upside down. Or perhaps vines reaching down from an unknown source. And the king. Okay, so pentagrams, where we've now got 2 sides pointing up, which in contemporary times is a sign of things getting even darker. So let's see. They appear to be the same cards. I wish it wasn't so late. I would actually start pulling them side by side. And greed. Guy reaching for a handout from someone who plainly doesn't have it. He's sharing, and at what cost? And the crop that isn't at the right time to be harvested. The hard work and repetitive work in order to master it. The 9 of Pentagrams with the falcon. And the 10 as the conclusion of the minor arcana journey, along with the court card, the knight, queen, and the king. And here I think we're going to see our last 2 cards to make it an even 100. One is called Souls, and one is called Noise. And I'm going to try to get that as close as I can to show that it's like white noise, like an old TV set turned to a channel that doesn't exist, and you see the black and white speckles so close together that they become they can turn gray. I hope this recorded audio. Alright, I've been recording for 29 minutes almost. I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I got this. I'll have to make some choices. One thing I love about Aimey's decks is the group. They're Push Kitty's decks, but we're always celebrating the creator as well by name. So one thing I love about them is the first time you really open it, you have to choose which cards you're going to use and which cards are going to be on reserve. So there are 3 different star cards. I'm going to have to pick one to go in the main deck. There are 2 versions of the Earth suit. I'll have to pick the one that I think is most appropriate to my reading style. And you know what? Let's do that actually. This will actually be my divider card when I see that in there. And this one, ooh, they'll have the blue. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep that star card because I just kind of like that the star and the eye are present in the character's face. For the moment, I'm not going to use the other major Arcana. These are cool ideas. I'm going to contemplate them, possibly put them back in. And then, can I get that coin? Yeah, okay. I have this thing. It's probably made of some metal that's no good for me. And on this side it says yes. And on this side it says no. I think what I'm going to do is try to get a decent flip off of it. Yes means I'm going to use Pentacles. No means I use Pentagrams. Try to do this without hurting the deck, smacking the camera, and alright. That's no. So take the Pentacles, put them on reserve. There we go. I'm just going to hit pause real quick and shuffle these cards. Alright, looks like I am recording again. Yes, I can see the clock moving. So here's where I'm at. I just riffle shuffled these. New decks I riffle shuffle a few times. Just mix them up a little bit better than an overhand. But I'll overhand shuffle as well. And they feel good. They're not as thick as most of the Push Kitty decks. However, for that first riffle shuffle, they had just what felt like a great balance of thickness and springiness and durability. So these were more comfortable in my hands. There's something as a collector and as a fan of these decks who wants to have them around for a long, long time. There's comfort in the thicker decks, but as someone who also wants to use them, there's a lot of comfort in how these feel. So I'm enjoying it, and I try to live with gratitude. So I'm going to do my 5-card spread, and I'm going to talk for a little bit. My journal is on my bookshelf that way, and that's where all of the spreads I don't normally use are stored because I don't remember them. So the 5-card spread I plucked off the internet. It's a sort of horseshoe where you have what am I going to do with myself for the next 24 hours? Here's a current situation in the first position. A possible next move in the second. An obstacle in the third position. One of which seems to be that even though I'm a former amateur stage magician, I forgot how to put a card onto a table. An asset, kind of the obstacle, but asset or something working in my favor, probably a part of me that maybe I forgot, and a possible outcome if I go ahead and do this with these things in mind. So, what am I going to do the next 24 hours? My current situation is justice, Libra, balance, which, I do feel like things are balancing maybe where I hadn't been applying balance in my own life, but also where other people hadn't been. My next step in the 5 of Swords, which is, now I had already called that the biggest jerk in the deck. Is this telling me to be a jerk? Or is this telling me to watch out for somebody else who's a giant jerk? Find out when I get there. Maybe it's warning me not to be a jerk. Obstacles, 2 of Cups. Anyone who saw that, my recent Instagram posts? Yeah. And I'll just say it in the camera. It's been, when I was in comedy, I started a a joke. Every first weekend of every December, I have a piece of red velvet cake with white icing to celebrate one more year since I had been kissed on the mouth. And that started a long time ago, and I'm still doing it every December. So these people happily about to work out an arrangement with each other. An obstacle in my life. Okay, so where am I? What's my next step? Obstacle, asset. What's some part of me that can help me through? Now, there was Vampire the Masquerade. I played it when I was in my 20s, and there was the Malkavian books said, when you find yourself falling, dive, which I kind of am reminded of for some reason. But also remember that this is Mars energy, and to me this card isn't a statement, it's a question. Do you want to be the tower, or do you want to be the lightning bolt? Because sometimes you gotta get rid of this stuff. Sometimes you may not like it. You may be the sweetest person in the world, but you gotta be the person who throws the lightning bolt. Someone eventually has to clean the old stuff out. So, I'm going to take it that way. And a possible outcome is, it's not a good time, which, it never has been. But, sorry, should probably end this soon. I'm not sure I take a lot of stock in that. A possible outcome, it doesn't mean it's the outcome. And this is more of a meditative than a predictive exercise for me. So, I kind of almost view these two as the important cards. Like, if I'm going to be a raging butthole, I'm going to have a bad crop. If I get into self-pity mode over this, I'm going to get that bad crop. If I keep things balanced, let new things into my life, and maybe if I'm a little less afraid to get rid of some old things that gotta go, maybe this crop's gonna be a little better. The sun's still shining. Dude could be having a great day if he wasn't just crying over his bad crop. I mean, not gonna have much for dinner, but he have a better day. Go catch a fish or something. So that would be what I'd take away from here. Just keep my head on straight. No moping. No waiting for someone else to throw the lightning bolt. Keep my head on straight. Keep it balanced. Whatever happens to that crop, I'll know whether I can enjoy that, whether I just go catch a fish. And that's how I generally will read for myself. This is going to almost 40 minutes. And hi again. I haven't really shown my face. I hope everybody is well. I am enjoying this deck. I think it's a very, very smart deck, and I always love when Push Kitty does something like this, where it's just Aimey has this vision, and Aimey makes it happen, and just pulls it from whatever, pulls it from her inspiration and does something wonderful like this. And these are some of the most valued and treasured decks in my collection. Aimey and her artist did a wonderful job. Knocked this one out of the park. I'm happy. It's going to go there where my regular readers go, and it's not going to go in the closet 12 feet behind there. This is going with the regular readers. Very tired. It's 11:52 p.m. Central Time. I'll let everybody go. Hope you have a good night, and See you around.